So it's not a surprise. Like Rugby World Cup is at recess, and why is the recess? Because rugby is very heavily physical, and you cannot play even if in the World Cup you cannot play every single day. Body needs to recover, which is totally normal. But in the meantime, we are going to put my notes of the weekend, like the good and the bad. So check it out. On the good, most definitely for me, Fijian. I mean, if you have watched that game, it's unfair to them because the Fijian player is not recompensated the way it should be. Like the reward didn't came because the reward would have been to win against Wales, but they give everything. Like when I started to watch rugby, it was for this kind of things, like where you knew that in split of a second you can go from nothing to everything and for everything to nothing. And Fiji just showed that it doesn't matter how big or how well you are. Like during the time, like during the 80 minutes, if you're well, it it's still a game of 15 against 15. I really wish that Rajara would have got that ball and make it in, because it would have been even more spicy. But maybe they would have not be able to convert it and they would have lost anyway. But yeah, for me it's what I want to see. It's good, like despite the result, for me they were top one, solid. Another top is for me the number of tries, like 50 tries in 1 week. Like in 1 weekend, not even 1 week, in 1 weekend, 50 tries. That's a really good World Cup. I know that match day 2 is coming in most of the groups, and then things can get tricky and change. But hey, if we keep going this way and we keep attacking, we are up to a good World Cup. I mean, later on things will change with when we get big games coming in, but we are up to a good World Cup. On the bad side, well, we have to face it. New Zealand. Not the fact that you're losing against France, but the fact of New Zealand losing in the World Cup. Like, come on. This is for those who doesn't know it. Probably the worst generation ever of the All Blacks, because the All Blacks have some tremendous generation, but also some not quite okay generation. But even those not quite okay generation has never lost a game in a group phase of the World Cup. 31 games straight in a group phase that's come to an end because of this wall madness of generation that could not be able, like, and everything is somewhere by the number 10. We was not even able to make his transformation and his penalties going through. This is not okay. There's definitely things to do better. And even if when you look the group, like of right now, New Zealand is behind Uruguay. This says it all. Another big no for me is Argentina. Like they had everything. But everything against England, and they just throw it all off because maybe it was not in their tactic, maybe it was not in their plan, but they could not stand and make advantage of that. This is a big no for me. They still got games to make it happen against Japan, against Samoa, against Chile. Won't be easy, but there's a big no. And that's it for my best and the worst of this first weekend of the World Cup. Let me know what were your favorite moment. Kudos to Chilean. It was nice to see some new team starting in the World Cup, and that pressure and that people going behind them. Hopefully, I'm still waiting on new teams to start, like Uruguay and Samoa and Tonga. Those should be nice games. So see you for the next days. Ciao.